Today I'll be talking about my 1996 Chevy Astro conversion van. Now, as you can see, it has been perfectly prepped for sale, and I'm mentally and physically with the car preparing myself to part ways. Hopefully with this video encourage you to spend some insane amount of money on this rare piece. Of course everybody will tell you it's a rare piece, but let me convince you how rare it is and how special it is. So I got the car a couple of years ago. It's a 1996. It's got only 80,000 miles. I got it with, it's got 90. I got it with 80,000 miles. A couple of years ago, it spent the first 6 months at my mechanic because a few things that needed to be addressed. The whole front end as far as steering has been replaced. I got a kit for that. Along the way, I got new tires because the old ones were terribly worn out, and also regular service, including all the fluids, including the transmission, which is very important any way you look at it. My mechanic told me, good call, that has been done. Along the way, total I spent on the car around $3,500 in just repairs and fixings. It's got a new lights in the front, new lights in the back, a lot of cleaning, a lot of new light bulbs all around because this car has plenty of them, believe me. Professional cleaning on the inside, a lot of waxing on the outside. I got a new wooden steering wheel. I mean, it's a fake wood, but it does perfectly for me, and it's always been my dream to have an old-timer with a wooden steering wheel. So dream came true. And yeah, I got a totally brand new refurbished oil 4 aluminum wheels, as you can perfectly see from here. So it's a 1996. This particular model has been sold in Japan. I was doing some reading on it, and in Japan in those days, people were importing cars as campers to avoid some import tariffs. Often they were scrapping the interiors to use the car. This one made it in one piece in its original form. Has been made purposely for Japanese market, even though it's a left-hand drive. There's a lot of plates inside of the car with and stickers with, you know, Japanese signs on them. So it has been made for Japan. All told, they made 3 million of these vehicles. About 150 of them were made into conversion vans. As you'll see inside, it's beautifully finished, absolutely gorgeous. So as I said, it's a 96 with 90,000 miles. All my investments have been $3,500, which is I've just been you know, very generous with that. Anything I see and I hear, I always try to immediately address. So what else can I tell you? I mean, it's a 4-wheel drive version. I've driven it in the snow here in Poland, and because it's a very heavy vehicle, it's really hard to lose traction here. Along the way, I've replaced all 4 shocks. The rear was a little sagging, and now I got the heavy duty rear shocks, and now it's at the perfect level. And also when you corner this vehicle, even though it's heavy, top heavy as well, it does corner very, very well, surprisingly well. Whenever I corner in it, not that I'm driving fast, this is not a fast car by any means, it does surprise a lot of people that I drive with, that it really takes corners very nicely. So a lot of new parts. It's a gorgeous vehicle in and out. There's a lot of LED lights on the inside. Kids love it. Adults love it. The rear bench goes flat for a bed. There's a lot of leather. Leather is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to tell you all about it, but I'm going to go into more appropriate setting for a vehicle of this kind. It's not maybe ideal setting, but pretty close to it. Now, conversion vans are pretty rare nowadays. This one is super comfortable. It's a total definition of a land yacht. I was hoping to get a vanity plate that says the land yacht, but that wouldn't fit. And just in Poland here, it's a little rough to go that way. So I just got all Hawaiian team everywhere with Live Aloha. Just my sentiment from living there. But anyways, as you see, it sounds, as you see, it looks great. You're going to hear it in just a second. It also sounds amazing. And I'm going to take you inside and we go into more appropriate settings. So yeah, let me take you inside and let's drive to more appropriate setting for this vehicle. So I do truly enjoy driving it. It's a 4.3 V6. Sounds a bit loud, but it's not perfect, as I said, and the muffler kind of is on the way out, but thanks to that, the sound is amazing. Some say that it's too loud, but I don't think there's such a thing as a car that is too loud. I mean, I love NASCAR, and those cars are just extremely loud. And this is not their caliber, but it's somewhere out there. So I'm going to go take you for a little spin. Now, it's 4.3 V6. It's got 200 horsepower, 300 pounds-feet of torque. So the horsepower, it's terribly underpowered. A lot of people make LS swaps in it and put V8s. That would be lovely to have in this car. It certainly would help with highway speeds. So at this horsepower and increased weight, because it's a conversion van, so every seat is just terribly heavy. So my best highway speed, believe it or not, is 55 miles an hour. So I'm not going to get any speeding ticket, but at 55 miles an hour consistently on a highway, my mileage is at 17, 18. When I'm around town and I'm not really saving anything, I can go as low as 10. Wintertime, when the car has to warm up a lot, it gives me 10 miles to the gallon out of a V6, which is quite an accomplishment to have 10 miles to the gallon from a V6. But this model, like a lot of big gas guzzling engines in Poland, has an LPG conversion. So I'm actually not I'm filling up gas, just a couple, maybe a gallon or two, just a couple of gallons, and then I'm getting a full tank of LPG. The difference is that LPG is half price of a gas, which means that if I would have to, if I did a conversion, so LPG is equivalent of $3 per gallon, and gasoline is $6 per gallon. So if 10 to 18, an average, I'm at 17, 16. That's my average. Yeah, that's a lot of gas, a whole lot of gas. But this car is not made for any high speeds, for sure. This car is not made for going fast anywhere. This car is made for cruising. Crap, I missed my turn. This car is made for cruising in style. Alright, so we are inside of the vehicle, and let me show you around because there's a lot to show here, right? It's a tall leather, really tall. When you sit on it, you're like sitting on a cloud. Why don't they make them anymore? But check this out, right? Of course, the cup holders, must have. That's a nice wood, right? Wine on tap, of course, gotta be here. Great Sony unit. It's a little outdated, but it's Apple CarPlay. The mic is not working very well, but it's got Apple CarPlay, so I got all the maps and all the sounds that I want to. This is a little switch for the LPG, right? I got a white dash, and it's got two colors. Yeah, it's a Japanese version, and of course the wood like steering wheel. Check this out. That's normal, right? Check this out. That's my favorite setting. Driving at night gives you a nice glow. Yeah. Now this. That's standard. And this is just the disco lights. For some reason, I don't know why would anyone want it. I have a switch for it, the RGB switch. They can blink, they can do all sorts of stupid stuff. So the exterior, it's fairly pretty, but you got a little clear coat peeling. Yeah, a little sun damage. That's just pollen. Yeah, the car had a little mishap right there. That's has been glued as well, but those are like the worst things of the vehicle, right? The headlamps are brand new. Out of interesting stuff, right? When I'll sit behind the driver, we got a nice space here for newspapers, I guess. A nice area here. I don't know what's this one for, really. I think it's like pens, pencils. Of course, the cup holders, which is always necessary, and ashtray, right? Because that's the 90s. Power cord. And power switches for the rear sofa. I'm going to flip that back and forth. It feels good, actually. The bench, just like the seats, is super nice and soft. It does take a second to put it down, but it's actually quite spacious if you want to spend a night or two. I wouldn't spend a week like this unless I would really have to. To be honest, I've only spent one night in this car, I know. All said when I had to, but it was actually great. Like, I can put the shades down, right? Behind me as well. And I got the little vents going on as well. So I got a nice cross breeze and fresh air inside. It's, like I said, it's soft. And remember one thing, that after I had all my shades down, there's only one direction you can see, and that's up front. So I'll show it to you just now. Yeah, nice view of the water. What do you think? Nice and cozy. I tell you could do some naughty things here if you really wanted to. And on that note, I think it's a great car. I really enjoy having it. Just a little too big, a little too slow, far from economical that I would like it to be. And I think I have kind of grown to a point where I'm looking for a new project. Something I can get in myself, everybody else, hopefully. Yeah. So this is a great car. It's for sale. It's in Poland. But I could probably deliver it all over Europe. Take it for a nice ride and spin. But anyone who would like to buy it should come to Poland and just enjoy it themselves on a nice road trip. It's a perfect car. I've done everything I could myself on it. I've included my mechanic in it to quite an extent as well, to the point where he said, don't come back unless something's broken. The one thing that needs to be addressed is the exhaust. But that's not an expensive fix, and also would probably get rid of the noise. On the low speeds it's really nice and it's desirable, but on the highway speeds it gets to be a little noisy. But you can just turn up the radio and that's just fine. So it's a choice for a new owner to what to do with it or how to approach it. But yeah, it's a great car. If you have any questions, yeah, I'd be happy to entertain. The car, perfect classic. Like, there's not many classics. that you can have that are what, 27 years old, that actually look good, sound good, and drive nice, right? I mean, maybe an old Mercedes would have all those three, but they wouldn't sound necessarily like this. So this is a perfect classic car for anyone that would like to join that classic car culture. Perfect for that. Absolutely perfect. I've made some really nice impressions, and you know, this car still makes an impression. So yeah, if you're interested, let's talk. If not, I hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers.